Number 11, Tyler Bashir. Number 12, Tanner Gaines.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live at Paul H. Muse Field at Dragons Stadium. It is the 59th time the Dragons will participate in a playoff game, and it is sure to be a good one tonight. Tonight is the 2012 defending state champion Junction City Dragons taking on the champions of the 4-2A and 11-1 Hector Wildcats. I'm Jacob Pumphrey, joined alongside former Dragon quarterback and current DeWitt Dragon head coach Stephen Jones. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Jacob. Glad to be here. Big shoes to fill with Mr. Wayne Pumphrey out, and hopefully I can do him justice. I know I won't be as good, but we're going to try.
Oh, I hear you. I'm sure you will do him justice. Let's look at the opponent tonight, Hector. They're 11-1 on the year. They've mercy ruled all but one opponent, and under second-year head coach Mark Taylor, he is really, I don't really know the word to use, resurrection as far as the club. When you look at them, in 2006 they had 9 wins. From 2007 to 2011, they had 3 wins combined, and in 2009 they didn't even field a team. Last year they go 6-5, and this year they find themselves in the quarterfinals, having gone 11-1. Who do you see as far as guys that can make a difference tonight for Hector as far as running out of multiple formations?
Coach Taylor's had a great year for those guys. Number 3, right off the bat, Gus Nichols. He's a senior running back. Talked to the coaches earlier. They say he's a very great athlete. Number 12, Tanner Gaines, 9th grade quarterback. He's got a lot on his shoulders tonight. Freshman quarterback in a pretty hostile environment as the crowd's piling in. And Junction City defensively, they just got to do what they've been doing all year, and that's play sound defense and run the football. And that's really going to be the key.
And you're right. When you look at what the Dragons have had to face as far as in their conference, and as far as with Gurdon last week in their victory, they've played teams that have run out of several offensive formations as far as the spread, with 8 linemen getting the bone, the I formation, several different things. So I don't think it'll be too hard for the Dragons tonight as they face several different formations. And speaking of the A2A, 4 of the 8 teams remaining in the Class 2A state playoffs are from the A2A. What does that speak for the style? I guess the style of football that's played.
That shows you the level of competition in South Arkansas at the small school level. You got 4 teams with a chance to be in the semifinals, and every Friday night in this conference in the A2A, it's a challenge, and that really gets these teams ready for playoff time.
Yes, it does. And when you look at head coach Mark Taylor in his second year at Hector, he was quoted in the El Dorado News Times as saying, it's kind of a win-win situation for him as far as their matchup tonight. If they are to win, he was quoted as saying would be the biggest win in school history. And when asked about Junction, he said he hadn't really mentioned the mystique or the rich history that's involved in the Dragons. How much of a factor do you think the rich history and mystique, as Coach Taylor put it, plays into, not only tonight but in games going forward, and even in the past, as that history, I guess you could say, was being built?
I'm sure he's talked about it to his team, but we'll see what his kids do on the field tonight. They're definitely going to come out with that underdog mentality. It's them against the world, back against the wall, and I'm excited to see how they come out. You're
right. It will be exciting to see how they respond tonight. It's 38 degrees at kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. We're nearing about 6 minutes until kickoff. The Dragons are making their way behind the sign. Hector has yet to come out of the locker room. But this is worth mentioning. I know one lady in particular would care for me to mention this. The only time Junction City and Hector have ever played was in the 2002 state playoffs. It was the second round, and the Dragons were victorious 14-6. But the 2 guys in the booth tonight, one of them was a freshman quarterback, and the other was a 5th grade ball boy. And so I find that worth mentioning, and seems like ages ago.
That 02 team, it was a great team, led by quarterback Phillip Davis. He was a tremendous athlete, and that was a fun team to watch. I learned a lot from playing under them.
Yes, it was. It sure was. As both teams are getting ready, the Dragon captains make their way to midfield. Number 22, Sailor Wilson, and number 20, Sam Williams. Both seniors on this Dragon team.
Officiating crew tonight, B.J. Jackson out of Monticello. He'll have a 6-man crew. I've seen them 3 times this year.
Okay.
They're a good crew, that's all we'll say.
I hear you there, Coach. And the Hector with a pretty good sized crowd. I believe, if I'm correct, they are located around the Russellville area, so it wasn't too far of a trip for them to make. But they have a pretty good crowd on their side. And as soon as the captains get lined up, we'll get you their numbers and their names.
It's the 13th time in the last 15 seasons that Junction City's in the quarterfinals, and this football program has really established itself as one of the top programs in small class football, not only in the state but in the surrounding area. I mean, Louisiana Tech, there's not a lot of small schools that have had the success that Junction City has had.
You're right, and it really speaks of how Coach Carpenter's taken this program and turned it into, if you want to throw out the word dynasty, because I guess that's what it's been the past 15 years, a dynasty. It speaks volumes for him, and also the coaches that he's had work under him, and even yourself. You played under him, and now you're working on your own history, your own resume.
Coach Carpenter does a great job. He just continues to do what he set forth since the early years he was here, and that's just an outstanding off season, building his players, and it really shows on Friday night with the conditioning that they do. They put it all on the line every day of the week at practice, and Friday's the easy one.
That's it. You work all week, and Friday's your payday.
Looking across, Jacob, Hector really passes the eye test. They've got some good size, and I think this might be a pretty good contest tonight.
Yes, they do. Pass the eye test, they do. Some very big boys on the side for Hector. And we are just about to get underway.
I believe Junction City's going to receive. Hector won the toss and deferred.
As we mentioned earlier, this is the 59th playoff game in school history, and that ranks in the top 10 all-time in Arkansas playoff game appearances for a school. And it is worth noting that 57 of them have been under the leadership of current head coach David Carpenter.
Making sure you folks at home are listening, I told you wrong. Hector will receive, Junction City will kick off from the north end. They'll defend the clock. KFC kicking from the clock tonight.
And the officials are at midfield. I think we're waiting for the Dragons to run through the sign. If you're wondering if they're ready, folks, I think that layoff earlier a couple weeks ago, I think they're ready to play.
2 guys they talked about before the game, number 3 Gus Nichols and number 11 Tyler Brashear, both back deep for Hector.
And here come the 2012 defending state champion Junction City Dragons.
Good to see a lot of Dragons dressed out. 9th graders moved up.
Yes.
Some great playoff experience.
It sure is. Real quick, while the Dragon kickoff unit's getting on the field, last week, with the way the weather conditions were, how big of a factor do you think it will be as far as the field conditions tonight? I know as far as in the middle, toward the middle of the field, above the hashes, it's pretty dry. Footing shouldn't be a difficulty for especially the speed guys, skill players. But when a guy gets outside, how big of a factor do you think that'll play tonight?
Well, it just plays a factor, and if you're a balanced team, the field conditions like this being better, just play to your advantage. You can kind of mix it up, dial it up. The other night, last Friday, it's tough when everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run the football. They're stacking 9 in the box, and it's tough. But Junction City luckily pulled away with that victory.
Yeah, they sure did. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, seconds from kickoff. The Dragons of Junction City and the Wildcats of Hector here at Paul H. Muse Field at Dragon Stadium. Jarkel Brown set to tee it up. Most likely it'll be a
Looks like they're swapping their athletic kid, number 11, putting him over here to receive the sky kick. He's going to chance it.
And he is swarmed immediately. Javante Rogers, Sam Williams, and Josh Armstrong down on the tackle for the Dragons right off the bat.
That's a warm welcome to Junction City, folks. Big hit.
And so, as we mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, Hector will run out of multiple formations, as did Gurdon last week and as the Dragons' opponents earlier in the season. So it'll be a shotgun formation, back set to each side, twins to the top of your screen. It's going to be a handler. He's going to keep it.
They run a little power read play to the right. They pull their backside guard. Quarterback keeps it. Gurdon had a little success with that last week. Let's see if they try to stick with that.
That will be something, because Gurdon was able to have some success running a similar type play last week, and it'll be key to see if they stick with it.
They jet the receiver out. They read the defensive end. The D-end takes the back. Quarterback follows the guard. It's a good play. Hopefully our ends will contain and do their job tonight.
Trips to the top of the screen. Shotgun again, drops back to pass, and incomplete. Looks like the receiver slipped coming out of his route.
I don't know how good the conditions are, Jacob. They look pretty tough out there.
And yes, they do. You see the receiver slipped out. It was like about an 8-yard curl. He slipped out of his route. It'll be a third down early in the drive for the Wildcats. 7 yards to go. Just under 11 and a half minutes to go here in the opening quarter in Junction City.
Not what they wanted here, third and long, straight out of the chute. Let's see what they go for.
Tanner Gaines in the gun. Single receiver to each side. Low snap, drops back to pass, looking, and he's got a guy. It'll be a first down and a big hit, but he stayed on his feet. Keandre Evans from his safety position put a lick on number 40. The senior Eric McGowan, he will be a guy to watch tonight as well, as he can take a handoff out of the backfield and also catch it in the air.
Luckily, it was a pretty good hit. He didn't wrap up there. I hope he does that the rest of the game. He needs to wrap up.
That will be a key, especially with some speed guys that the Wildcats do have.
Empty formation here. We got 5 wide.
Gaines in the shotgun. Empty set. Drops back to pass. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be going to cross midfield, probably down to around the 47-yard line.
Hector came to play. They're moving the football on this tough Junction City defense. They've got a little momentum, already crossed midfield. Let's see if they can punch it in.
Yes, they came to play. They have. We'll go just under 10 minutes and 40 seconds here in the opening quarter. Gaines running in with the plane. It is worth noting, ladies and gentlemen, that he is just a freshman, and according to Coach Taylor, has done an excellent job running this offense so far this year. So go bunch set to the top of the screen. Gaines the quarterback. It's going to be a handoff to number 3. That is Gus Nichols.
They opt for the jet sweep there instead of the read play. They don't give themselves an option, and Bell just is there to eat it up.
As it'll be key to see how the defensive ends contain, especially in a bunch formation right there. We have a bunch of guys to account for. So it'll be third down and about 6 to go for the Wildcats. The ball sits just inside the 50 at the Dragon 48. Trips formation at the bottom of the screen. Gaines in the gun, Nichols to his right. Drops back to pass. Curl route is going to be complete to 40. That is Eric McGowan, and he will get enough for the first down. So kind of the first big test for the Wildcats there on that third down. And they come through. Look like about the same route there on the play earlier.
Just a curl route. Get past the sticks. Good throw, good catch. First down for Hector. Hector's shown a lot of formation so far, trying to mix Junction City's defense up, keeps them from blitzing as much, and really makes them play sound.
Gaines in the pistol. It's going to hand off. That's going to go to Nichols. And Nichols is going to get 6 yards. So far, Hector having their way with the Dragons, as you just mentioned, with the multiple formations. And it's giving that Dragon defense a different look, and they're not really giving them a time to sub in and out.
It's a game of momentum. Junction City needs a big play here on defense to gain it back. There's not a Hector fan sitting down, all on their feet over there.
Yes, they are. Dragons need something to get this Junction City crowd back into it. So trips to the bottom of your screen. Gains in the pistol. And it's going to be...
They go bunch set that time and run the halfback draw, and Jamario Bell does a great job being in his run fit and makes a good tackle.
Yes, he does. He's done a great job all year of containing. Sometimes it's hard to hold your ground when you think you know the play, and then sometimes you just got to stay there a little longer and it'll come right back to you. And Bell was there to make the stop. So 8.5 minutes to go here in Junction City. It'll be another big third down. 5 yards to go. Ball sits on about the 36-yard line. Shotgun split. They're going to run the option. It's going to be a pitch. Number 11, that's Brashear. And he fumbled the football.
We'll see who gets it. I can't tell from here. Looks like Hector falls on it. They run the speed option play to the wide side of the field. Gurdon had a lot of success with that last week. So you know they've done their homework.
Yes, they have. A bunch of film study this past week, and they realize where they can attempt to exploit the Dragons, and they only get, I say, about 2 yards on that option play, and it'll bring up a fourth down, and the Wildcat offense will stay on the field.
I thought number 6, Javante Rogers, had a great opportunity to get on that football. Just when it gets down there in a pile, you never know who's going to come out with it.
Just missed it. Gains in the gun. Nichols to his far right, doubles formation, drops back to pass. He's got enough time. He's gonna hit his check down route, and that is complete. McGowan.
That's going to move the chains.
That's going to move the chains.
2 big-time throws for a freshman.
Yes, they were.
Quarterfinal game. Looks like no nerves at all. Sits back there. 2 big throws on the opening drive. They're really eating a lot of clock, and that's probably part of their game plan, too. And some simple routes, just extended handoffs to move the chains.
And as you're saying, they're having their way so far. Gains in the pistol. He's going to hand off number 11. That's going to be Brashear. And Brashear breaks off 2 tackles, and he's got running room inside the 10, down inside the 5. That's to about the 2-yard line. So just a simple handoff play.
They overload the right side, run a little cutback to the weak side of the formation. Pretty good play call. Linebacker was out of position, and he hit the hole and hit it fast.
Couple of missed tackles, and the Wildcats are knocking on the door here early. 6:58 to go in the opening quarter. It'll be 1st and goal. The ball sits just on the 2-yard line. Gains in at quarterback, pistol formation. Nichols set behind him. It's going to be a handoff to Nichols, and he is going to go in for the touchdown. So an opening drive for the Wildcats. As you mentioned, Stephen, no nerves whatsoever. They had their way, multiple formations, 2 big 3rd down conversions, and a 4th down conversion. And McGowan had a big part of that with 3 big catches.
This bunch came to play.
Yes, they sure did. And we're waiting the extra point. There's a snap, and the kick is just snuck through there. So with 6:45 to go in the opening quarter, it's the Hector Wildcats taking advantage of their opening drive and punching it in. It is 7-0 here in Junction City. So I think it's worked out that Coach Taylor didn't happen to mention any of the, the mystique or the rich history of the Dragons, because so far the Wildcats have really no care about that.
They don't look like the underdog so far. They came ready to play.
Yes, they did. And back deep for the Dragons. We haven't mentioned him much tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Is number 3, Jaquise Dancy.
I'm going to call him Mr. Dancy. Wayne's not here to call him that. I know he would want me to do so.
Yes,
Mr. Dancy,
Mr. Dancy.
For Wayne.
And before the kickoff, I look down and see a former Dragon quarterback walking up.
It's Drew
McKinnon.
Quarterback of the first ever state championship team in school history in 2003. Good to see Drew here
Good
tonight.
to see Drew here, no doubt about it. So number 56 set to tee it off for the Wildcats. That is Carson Lee, the senior. And it'll be a corner kick just like the Dragons. Keandre Evans will take it at about the 23-yard line, come back across the field, and he's got running room. He's got one block. He's across midfield. And ladies and gentlemen, he will go untouched into the end zone. So that is how you need to answer a drive like that. The Dragon offense has yet to step on the field. No laundry on the field. And it is 7-6 with an extra point coming.
Junior Keandre Evans with a huge return there. And that's a momentum swing, and I see a lot of Hector fans sitting down over there now.
It did not take long whatsoever. Keandre Evans, 76 yards.
To the house.
To the house. Yes, he did. He brought it back across the field, made one guy miss, got a block from another guy, and it was a foot race to the end zone.
Junction City in the swinging gate here with their extra point. We'll see if they opt to kick it. Will Smith will hold. Jarkel Brown's going to kick it.
And Will Smith is going to keep it diving for the end zone, and he will get it. So we see that Dragon swinging gate formation pay off in a big way. They can run many fakes out of it, and they ran one right there.
Will Smith, great job getting the ball across the pylon. That's a big-time play.
Yes, it is. We always joked about how we run so many fakes out of it, but it hardly ever you hardly ever run them in a game. But this is a big-time situation, and the Dragons, with 6:34 to go in the opening quarter, have an 8-7 lead over the champions of the 4-2A, the Hector Wildcats.
Swinging gate gives you a lot of options, and it makes that other team over there prepare an extra 10 minutes a day on how to defend it.
And that's it.
Looks like they may not have spent a little extra time after that one.
might want to have spent a little more time on that. A good job by Smith there. He was looking for a receiver. He decided just to tuck it and carry it himself, and great effort reaching for the pylon to give the Dragons the
run-pass option.
lead.
He made the right choice.
Yes, he did. And it'll be another corner kick, this time taken at about the 30-yard line. That's number 43, Jonathan Foster, the senior wide receiver. And Javante Rogers brings him down. And the Wildcats will set up shop at the 39-yard line.
It'll be the Wildcats' ball, first down, on the 39-yard line.
Had a little success with those short passing routes. Let's see if they go back to it. They're getting in another formation we haven't seen. They're in a pistol with 3 wide receivers.
Gains in the gun, deep motion. He's going to drop, and he's going to hand off. That's going to be to Nichols, and that was read perfectly. Number 57, Jamarquez Owens, there to meet Nichols right as he got through the hole, and that will be, I believe, just a gain of around 1. So the ball will move up to the 40-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Owens, 6 foot, 275. Not a fun guy to run into there.
Sure he is not. Gaines in the shotgun. Brashear set to his right, doubles at the top of the screen, drops back to pass, and he's got enough time. He's going to hit Brashear out of the backfield. And a great tackle right there by number 15, Jonathan Mitchell. And it'll be another early 3rd down for the Hector Wildcats.
Mitchell showed some good speed there, closing, breaking down, making the tackle. But another successful play for Hector. They've got him into a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and about 7.
And that's what you need, manageable 3rd downs. And you know anything can happen. So it'll be a 3rd and 6 ball on the 43-yard line. Gaines drops back to pass. He's under pressure. That's Smith. He's going to throw back across the field, and incomplete. Jonathan Mitchell almost with an interception, and I believe he hauls that one in. He might go untouched to the end zone.
They run the old Mike Leach mesh concept there, crossing routes underneath the linebackers, and he's just sitting there waiting on them. Did a great job.
And a great job by Will Smith pressuring Gaines as soon as he got the snap, forcing him to throw back across his body. So it will be a 4th and 6. Ball sits on the Wildcat, around the Wildcat 43. They will punt it.
Low snap.
And Jarkel Brown, with one of the dual returners for the Dragons, will let it roll out of bounds at around the 12-yard line is where they'll spot it. So we'll see the Dragon offense for the first time tonight. Struggled a little bit through the air last week, but that was that was expected with the way the weather was and the way the rain was coming down.
They've had a 7-minute break. Let's see if they come out fresh.
So the Dragon offense will set up shop. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line.
To the right.
Holyfield, the quarterback. Handoff's going to go to Dancy to the right side. He's dancing around looking for a running room. And he will be met in the backfield. Really nowhere to go by Dancy. That's a host of Wildcats on the tackle.
A swarm of white jerseys gets him in the backfield. Does a good job of staying with him and grabbing some cloth and holding on, waiting for the next guy. He had a run similar to that last week that he's stopped in the backfield. Next thing you know, he's standing beside the goalpost for an 80-yard touchdown. So they've got to tackle that guy.
That's it. Need to fly around to the football. So Holyfield, the quarterback. Dancy set to his left. Doubles at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a direct snap to Dancy. Breaks off one tackle, makes another move. He's down to the... And he will be just tripped up. Looks like he might be able to catch his balance, and he will move up just short of the 30-yard line. I think they'll mark it around the 28, but that will move the chains for Junction City.
The turf monster got him there. I think the field really played a factor in making that tackle. He couldn't keep his feet. I think that would have been a pretty big run on a good playing surface.
I think you're right, Eddie. And he got down there where the field kind of slopes. I think the turf's a lot looser. Holyfield in the gun, dances to his right, snap goes through his hands. He drops back, he's going to keep it. And he will be tackled from behind. The snap looked like it was fine. I believe he just lost I think maybe the cold weather may be playing a little factor in being able to grip the football.
A little bit of a high snap, had trouble handling it.
And the Dragons will actually gain a yard out of that play, out of the busted play. The ball will be at the 27-yard line. 2nd and 9. 3:45 to go here in the opening quarter. An 8-7 Junction City lead. Holyfield in the shotgun. Wilson in motion. Hands off goes to Dancy around the left side. And he will gain around 2 or 3 yards. So far, we see the Hector Wildcat defense swarming to the ball, not really paying too many attention to the multiple formations that the Dragons come out.
They're doing a great job, not trying to make a big play, just getting there and gang tackling.
That's it. Getting a hand on the ball carrier and letting the rest of the guys come make the play. So the Dragons will come out. Jamario Bell tied in to the right side, I formation. Handoff goes to Dancy, and he will be stopped on 3rd and 5, may have gotten 1 yard.
Looks like, he got about 1. We've got a 4th down coming up. Decision time for Coach Carpenter and the Dragons.
Bring up 4th down and inches for the Dragons.
Coach never missed a beat. Looks like he's going to go for it with 4th and inches.
I think he is.
I guess we're going to have a measurement.
I think that's what they're waiting for.
Officials taking their time getting over there. Ready to play, guys.
And it's hard to see. We'll get a signal here in a minute. And it will be 4th down and less than a yard. So 4th and less than a yard. Ball sits on the Dragon 33-yard line. And as expected, the Dragon offense will stay on the field.
Bring up 4th down and inches for the Dragons.
Ronnie Sion and his chain gang over there do a great job.
Yes, they do.
Committed guys here every Friday night.
And so a 4th and less than 1. Ball sits at the 38-yard line of Junction City. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. The Dragons in the I formation. Holyfield under center. Dancy in the backfield. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. And I'm not sure it's going to be interesting to see where this one's spotted. And he will get the 1st down. And while the chains are set, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for not mentioning our sponsors. The title sponsor, El Dorado Chemical, glad to have them on board. Not only them, but all the other sponsors as well. Without their help, none of this would be possible. Junction City Floors, Junction City Pharmacy. McDonald's Grocery, and the Accident and Injury Center of South Arkansas, Dr. Jed Frisbee.
Dragons moved the sticks on the 4th and short. Holyfield called his own number, got the first down.
So Holyfield in the gun. Dancy set to his right. Quick throw. Oh, just incomplete pass intended for number 10, Bo Hooks. And so we've seen 2 4th-down conversions already here early in the game. Both key and 2 big drives for both offenses.
4th down conversions, big factor in who's going to win this ball game.
Yes, it is. 2:08 remaining in the opening quarter here in Junction City. It'll be a 2nd and 10 for the Dragons. Holyfield in the gun. Handoff goes to Dancy around the right side. And that's number 50 on the tackle, Stephen Ester. And folks, we apologize for not mentioning some of the guys on the tackle for the Wildcats, but the thing is, there's 3 or 4 guys at the ball at any one time.
Tell their gang tackle.
It sure is.
54, Dalton Day also got in there. He's a 10th grade linebacker. Made a good play there.
Twins to the bottom of your screen. Holyfield in the gun. Dancy set to his right, drops back over the middle, and that's Jamario Bell on a slant, and he will get across midfield, and he doesn't step out of bounds, and down inside to the 25-yard line. I'm not real sure what happened on the pass route. It looked like it was going to go to Bo Hooks, and Bell, I guess, showed up at the right time on the slant and was able to get a lot of yards after the catch.
Couldn't tell it. It looked right on the money. Bell was right there, hit him right in the hands, makes a big catch, and gets a lot of yak there, yards after catch.
Yes, he did. That's a key play to keep this Dragon drive alive as we go under just a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. Holyfield in the gun. And that will be an offsides for the Wildcats.
Looks like Holyfield goes with a hard count and draws somebody offsides. Bell limping a little bit after that catch coming off the field. Hopefully he's all right. A nice 6'6" target to have on your team.
Yes, it is. Sure is. Been key for the Dragon offense and also the Dragon defense throughout the entire season.
When they run that no play like that with a hard count, it takes a lot of discipline for our offensive linemen not to jump off sides.
It sure
does. Good job there.
This is a good job.
It's an easy 5 yards.
Handoff goes to Dancy up the middle, breaks off one tackle, and he'll get down to around the 10-yard line. So after the 5-yard penalty, made it 1st and 5 from the 20. Handoff goes to Dancy, and he'll gain around 9. But it will be enough for a first down.
They go with the hard count, get the defense on their heels, paying close attention to the football, and then run it right down the heart of the defense.
A lot of power running for the Dragons here so far. Early in Junction City. Holyfield in the gun, Dancy to his left. Drops back to pass. He's got a wide open Bo Hooks, and Bo hauls it in for the touchdown. From 11 yards out, Holyfield to Hooks. And the Dragons are up 14-7 with a pending extra point. So we see Junction go, big play to get him inside there. The penalty gets him even closer, and then a big run by Dancy, a good solid 10 yards, and the Dragons go back to the air to go up.
Nice route by Bo Hooks, gets a little separation from the corner, throws his hand up, says, "Give me the football," and Holyfield puts it on the money.
Sure did. Called for the ball and made the play. So as we wait the extra point, I'd like to hit a couple more of these sponsors. Three Creeks Baptist Church and the Three Creeks Baptist Youth Ministry, STI Sims, First Financial Bank, Legacy Neurosurgery, Hog Wild Pest Control, Mr. James Tucker, and Blackman's Supply. They do a lot for us. Very key to have them in Junction City, providing the football schedules for Dragon Athletics. And with 41 seconds left, the
extra point was no good. It looked like the kicker had a little trouble getting his shoe tied. Got to wonder. It looked like they had opted to shift and kick. Got to wonder if Will Smith maybe called the hot and sent him out, and it was a little late.
Yeah, called his own number. We've seen that last week where Brown had trouble getting his shoe on in time, and they weren't able to get the kickoff and had to back it up some and kick it, and it ended up costing them because it was no good. But Right now it stands at a 7-point lead for the Dragons, 14-7. Here in the first quarter of action. Quarterfinals of the Class 2A state playoffs.
You know, Junction City's telegraphing where they're kicking the football. You got to wonder why they're not putting one of their speedsters over here to return.
And a big gang tackle right there for the Dragons on the kickoff. That was number 43, Foster, on the return. And that does make you wonder why they don't put a speed guy over there, because Junction hasn't showed really on film all year that they can kick it anywhere, or that they will kick it anywhere else. You wonder why they hadn't put somebody like Nichols over there to take the kickoff.
Especially with a speedster like Keandre Evans flying down the field. That's 2 big tackles he's made already.
Yes, it is. Gaines in the pistol. Brashear set behind him. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to go to Brashears, and he's going to bounce it out to the right side, and he will lose yards. That's Jamario Bell. Good to see him back in the ball game. On your defensive end at the top part of the screen. There to make the play. Also with Javante Rogers from his safety position.
Jonathan Mitchell over there too. A gang tackle for Junction City.
That's something we're seeing on both sides of the ball. Gang tackle for both sides of the ball. If you can't make the play, hold on. Somebody else is coming.
Hold on, somebody's coming. And the next guy's going to strip it.
Twins, and they will hit the quarter. So the first quarter, we've seen a lot of action here in the first quarter with the score. Junction City 14, Hector 7.
Really a back and forth quarter. Hector came ready to play. We'll see how well conditioned they are as we move into the later part of the game.
Yes, we will. And as we were mentioned earlier with the gang tackling, it was interesting to see how both defenses would respond. Junction's defense on the field twice after Junction took their kickoff to the house, so their defense had to go back out twice. And then with the Hector offense, it's been back and forth so far. The Dragons do have a 7-point lead, but Hector will have a 2nd and 11 from their 19. So a big stop here for the Dragons. Maybe get some more of that momentum back on their side. It's worth mentioning again, El Dorado Chemical, glad to have them on board, the title sponsor of the Dragon Sports Network. And so we will start the second quarter. 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats. Gaines in the shotgun. Brashear set to his left. Low snap. Drops it, and he's pressured. That was Freeman. He will be taken. That's Jamario Bell there.
Not a very good snap, and then a couple of the Hector offensive linemen give them the old lookout block.
Yeah.
Defensive line gets through, lookout quarterback, that's no fun.
Credit Matthew Freeman right there for forcing Gaines up into the pocket, into the awaiting and probably very unfriendly arms of Jamario Bell. So we'll go under 11.5 here in the first half. Gaines in the shotgun.
Very long.
A back split to each side. Twins at the top of your screen. Drops back to pass. It's going to be a screen. That's number 3, and he's got a bunch of running room.
What a great open field tackle. That saved a touchdown.
Yes, it was.
Big play for Hector there. Great tackle.
And that's what we see out of number 3. That's the senior running back, Gus Nichols, as we were mentioning earlier. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can take the handoff. He can even throw it around a little bit if he needs to.
He showed some great speed, but Josh Armstrong was right there and made a good play. A little shoestring tackle. However you can get him.
That's it. Because without that play, I think Nichols has a lot of green grass in front of him. So 4th and about 3 yards to go for the Wildcats. And they will call a timeout. Kind of a situation where you could have either went for it or done the old pooch punt, so to speak.
I think they're going to talk about it over there on the sideline. Dancy was back ready with a threat like that. I don't know why you don't go for it. On the road, hostile environment, chance to get a first down.
That is a good point with the speed and explosiveness of Jaquez Dancy. You know, you have to think you got to draw up a play over there, try to keep the drive alive. While we're in the timeout, I'll read this from the Arkansas Activities Association. The schools participating in this football playoff game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA, and I will finish that after this play.
4th down and 3.
Gains in the punt formation. Jarkel Brown back deep, and he will get off a floater, and it'll go out of bounds about the 44-yard line. So the Dragon offense will have really good field position here on, I believe, will be only their second drive of the game.
It's the second time the offense has been on the field, so they're still pretty fresh. Nice field position here at the 44-yard line.
And I will finish here with the AAA. The AAA, which is sponsoring this football playoff game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. Holyfield, the quarterback. He's going to go deep. He's got Jarkel Brown, and Brown hauls it in at about the 26-yard line. So the Dragons waste no time in getting it across midfield. Holyfield to Brown, a big reception right there on only the second drive for the Dragon offense.
Holyfield with a great throw, puts it where only Brown can catch it between him and the sideline, comes up with a big play.
Brown did a great job getting separation from the corner. And like as you said, Holyfield put it to where Brown can get it. So it's a trips bunch formation. Handoff's going to go to Dancy around the right side. He's going to be met, but he's going to keep his feet running. And that's going to be about an 8-yard gain for the Dragons. So just under 10 minutes to go here in the opening half of this Class 2A quarterfinal game. The Dragons of Junction City up 14-7 over the Hector Wildcats.
Not even midway through the second quarter, we're starting to see if lineman pad level getting a little bit higher on the defensive side of the ball. A couple of those linemen going both ways.
Direct snap will go to Dancy, and he'll dance around, and he'll hit it to the right side. He'll make another move, and he will stay on his feet.
Wow, and he delivers a blow right
Yes, he did. A hard run by
Always moving
Dancy.
Forward.
And that will move the chains, and that will put the Dragons inside the 10-yard line. So a goal-to-go situation for Junction City.
I think I give it to number 3 again, Jacob. What do you think?
I think so. That would definitely be your best bet. So the ball is going to sit at the 6-yard line, and the Dragons will come out in the I formation. Holyfield under center, Armstrong at fullback, Dancy set behind him. Handoff goes to Dancy, and I think he will be just short, about a 5-yard gain.
Pretty good run. Hector with one high safety there. We'll see if Junction City opts to maybe run a little bootleg pass here.
Try to get some receivers flowing with the quarterback. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1.
2nd and goal from the 1. They're not going to put it in the air. I'm completely wrong. I can't see very well.
Wishbone formation. Handoff. That's going to go. And that's going to be a touchdown, Junction City.
Number 7, Keandre Evans.
And so the Dragons get in the bone and do what they do best, punching in, and it is 20-7 Junction City over the Hector Wildcats with Jarkel Brown. Got the shoe on in time this time, so we will get an extra point attempt.
Truck likes it. He's got the blanket waving pretty high down here in the stand.
And as extra points taking place, I'll finish this for the AAA. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of State High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. And that is a mouthful. So we see the extra point is no good by Brown, but the Dragons do have a 13-point lead here with 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Coach, what have you seen so far that's led to the Dragons able to, because, you know, after Hector jumped out to a 7-0 lead, and it's been all Junction City since.
Big time plays on special teams. We've seen a couple of great tackles and coverage on the kickoff for Junction City. And then number 7, Keandre Evans, takes one to the house on the return, and that's been a big turning point in this game so far.
Definitely. The Evans return definitely sparked the Dragons, especially after Hector pretty much had their way on their opening drive. And that, as we mentioned, the Evans kickoff return sparked the Dragons. And so far we stand with a Junction City 13-point lead.
The extra point went just wide left, but he boomed it. That thing would have been good from 40.
I hear you. So Brown set to tee it up. It'll be the usual corner kick. And fair catch will be called for. And as we see, that's what happens. A couple of them special teams tackles get down there, a couple of game tackle.
Brashear saw his buddy get gang tackled a couple times, and when it got kicked to him, he did the smart play and made the fair catch.
Yes, he did. So the Wildcats will set up their offense at the 27-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10, 8:58 to go here in the first half in Junction City. Trips formation for the Wildcats, top of your screen. Nickel set to the right of Gaines in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks to his left, drops it over, almost intercepted. I believe Josh Armstrong, one more step, and he might would have been able to haul that one in and take it the other way.
A little bit behind the intended receiver, Eric McGowan, number 40, senior wideout for Hector.
So the incompletion will bring up a 2nd down. You're watching the Dragon Sports Network with our title sponsor, El Dorado Chemical. Glad to have them on board.
Official blows the play dead. 8:48 left here in the second quarter. We'll see what's going on down the field.
I believe the play clock, the game clock was running after the incompletion. I think that may be what they're talking about. I'm not sure. While they're getting that sorted out,
the official walked over to Coach Smith, told him to get the time back on the clock. Looks like that's what they're doing now. Coach Smith sends word up to the booth. We'll see what they put on there.
And so I believe it probably should go back to 8:58. And so they'll put it back at 8:52, and we will resume play. 2nd and 10, empty formation. Brazier's in motion, and they will hand it to him, and they'll fumble this. And they fumbled the handoff, but Gaines will fall back on it. So the Wildcats will lose about 6 yards on that play. Bring up a 3rd and 15, make it just about 16. Ball sits on the Wildcat 23-yard line. Just under 8.5 minutes to go here in the first half in the border town. The 59th playoff game in school history. Empty formation for Gaines. Trips to the top, twins to the bottom. Low snap, drops back to pass. And he's going to jump it off to his safety route, and he is swallowed up immediately. Javante Rogers and Josh Armstrong both there for the tackle. So it'll be another 4th down. So after a quick drive by, I say a quick drive, a statement drive by Hector on their first drive of the game, it's been last two we've seen a couple punts.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to set up another screen there, and Junction City wasn't having it. They were right where they needed to be and had a great tackle. Booming punt, but they're going to blow it dead.
Very good punt. And flag is on the field.
Illegal substitution. Dragons get caught with 12 guys on the field. So we'll mark it off and re-kick it.
While they're getting the change set, this broadcast is the exclusive property of the Dragon Sports Network and the AAA. The express written approval of the Dragon Sports Network or the Junction City District is required for the rebroadcast of all or any parts of the program. So Gaines in the deep shotgun, he will punt it. Not as good a punt. And that'll take a little bit of a Hector roll to the Dragon 41-yard line.
You got Brown and Dancy both sitting back there. You got to think Coach just yelled after that flag not to kick it to either one of them. A little bit shorter pooch punt there. Keep it out of those playmakers' hands.
Definitely let your coverage team get down there quickly.
They turn the field over and do their job.
41-yard line.
See the Dragon offense again.
And they will start this drive at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:22 to go here in the second quarter. Dancy set to Holyfield's left. Quick pass, going to be Bo Hucks, and he's just dropped it. The sure-handed Bo Hucks with
tough football
drop.
to handle. Quarterback threw a rocket there.
Yes, he did. So Javante Rogers will bring in the play for the Dragon offense. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. A very cold night here in Junction City. Sailor Wilson to the bottom of your screen. Twins to the top. Holyfield in the shotgun. Going to hand off to Dancy. He's going to go to the left side. Tries to get outside. He'll cut it up. And he will get about 3 yards. Move the ball to about the 44-yard line. Excuse me, just short of the 44.
Hector linebacking core doing a good job. Getting down the line of scrimmage. Ball carrier tries to cut back up. They're right there to make the tackle.
Yes, they are. Swarming to the footballs we've seen so far tonight for Hector. So a 3rd and 8 for the Dragons. Dancy to the left to Holyfield. The give will go to number 3.
He is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
Met immediately by number 50, Stephen Esther. We've called his name a couple of times tonight.
6'1", 230 pounds. He really brought the boom there. Met him right in the hole.
He sure did. That'll be a matchup to watch as we go forward. Be the battle in the trenches for both sides.
Very similar punt formations for both Junction City and Hector. Junction using a little motion.
And Brown gets off a punt, end over end. And he fumbled, and I'm not sure. I want to say the Dragons. And it will be Junction City Dragon football.
Once again, big play on special teams.
Yes, it is. Nichols, I believe it was Nichols, was coming up to field the ball, and as we mentioned earlier with the field conditions, like you said, the turf monster. I think the turf monster got him, and as he was falling down the ball bounced into him, and the Dragons were down there to recover it.
Flying up to make a fair catch. I wonder what was going on there. I wanted the good field position, worried about a long roll, trying to make a big play, and it doesn't work out for him.
Definitely. So doubles formation. Holyfield drops back to pass, pressured, steps up in the pocket. Another bullet. Oh, just above the outreached arm of number 2, Jarkel Brown. So a doubles formation right there for the Dragons. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It's a dangerous throw over the middle. Safety right there. He throws a rocket, though.
Yes, he does. That's one thing we've seen over the course of the season. He still puts a lot of oomph on the ball. Handoff goes to Dancy to the right side and just carrying a couple of defenders. And that second effort right there will be good enough for a first down. So after the turnover on the punt, the Dragons are able to take advantage of it. And the ball will move to the 20-yard line of the Wildcats. It'll be a 1st and 10. .45 to go here in the first half.
20-yard line.
Shotgun formation. Holyfield takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's got time pressured from the right side. Throws it and is incomplete. Intended for Sailor Wilson. Or drag right across the field.
He gets flushed out of the pocket. Looked like they had some kind of slide protection going on. Offensive line goes left. The running back didn't do a very good job of picking up the defensive end, and he had to get out of there in a hurry.
Yeah, Holyfield had his first read and then was quickly pressured and was forced out of the pocket. So the Dragons 20, the Wildcats 7, 5:36 to go in the first half. It'll be a 2nd and 10. Ball sits on the Wildcat 20-yard line. And that'll be a false start on the Dragons. Right, I think right side of the offensive line.
The whole right side.
Yeah, the entire right side was not in sync. And so that'll back them up 5. Be a 2nd and 15 on the 25-yard line. Pass along a score for you. Bearden 6, East Poinsett County 0. Not sure of the quarter, but as we get scores, we will definitely pass them along. Dancy set to the right side of Holyfield. And the handoff will go to Dancy. And dancing around, and he will get about 3 of the yards back from the penalty, so it should be about a 3rd and 12 for the Dragons. Just under 5:20 to go here in the first half of play. The Dragons 20, the Wildcats 7. Bo Hooks brings the play to the Dragon huddle.
Looks like they're going to go back to the double set.
Double set. Bell, Wilson to the top of the screen. Brown and Hooks to the bottom. Holyfield in the gun. Going to be a quick pass, screen pass to Wilson. And he will lose the handle on it. And so the Dragons look like they might lose the 2 yards that they just gained, making it 4th and...
We got a flag on the play. Looks like a hold. Hector's coach is waving to decline. We'll have a 4th down.
I believe they got Jamario Bell on the outside up there, trying to make a block for Wilson on the screen play. I think they flagged him for the hold. So they will decline the penalty, but it will still bring up a long 4th down situation for the Dragons.
Look for him to go up here up top to Jamario Bell.
Doubles formation. Holyfield in the gun. Rolls out to his left. He is pressured and he'll tuck it and go to the right side. Flag is on the field, and he'll make a couple more moves. And inside the 10, spins and down to about the 4-yard line, but there is a flag on the play.
We got a hold, and it's coming
and it'll
back.
be another hold on the Dragons. Back-to-back holding penalties have definitely stalled the drive.
Spot foul 10 yards from where the line of scrimmage was, so we're going to have a 4th and 35 here.
So Holyfield, just a sprint out to the left side, looking for a receiver, felt pressure from the right defensive end, and showed that he has some moves of his own. But that will be all for naught. So after the penalties, looks like Brown will be back in punt formation for the Dragons. Junction City will give it back to Hector. .4:25 to go.
Let's see if Gus Nichols gets a chance to return it. He's a speedster back there.
And it'll take a Junction City roll. And I believe that ball will sit inside the 15-yard line to around the... it'll sit on the 10-yard line.
So Junction City elects to punt, give them the long field with 4 minutes left before the half.
And Hector would definitely like to duplicate their first drive of the game, in which they basically had their way with the Dragons. Worked out a multiple formation, spread the ball around a little bit. So trips formation for Gaines. Ball sits just under the 11. He's going to fake the handoff and keep it.
It's only the second time they ran that play. They ran it the first play of the game, got about 6 yards. I'm surprised they haven't been back to it.
Especially their two previous drives in which the Dragon defense was able to stand strong and force a punt. So we'll go just under the 4-minute mark here in Junction City. Dragons 20, the Wildcats 7. And Hector will be faced with a 2nd down and 10. So we see a quad set to the bottom of your screen. First time we've seen that tonight. Gaines in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. He'll go to the left side to the lone receiver. And he will pick up the first down, I do believe.
Simple curl route over there. Get past the sticks. Good throw, good catch. First down, clock stops. 3:38 left in the second quarter.
Nice play design. The first time we'd seen a quads formation from the Wildcats tonight. And they looked like they tried to run the bubble screen on the right side. But Gaines hit, as you said, the simple curl route. They've run it many times tonight. And a little yards after the catch, and they were able to pick up the first down. So 1st and 10, ball sits on the 29-yard line of the Wildcats. Under 3:25 to go. Handoff is going to go to Brashears and Josh Armstrong, making his presence felt once again with the tackle. So a big a big play right there from Armstrong from his linebacker position.
Number 3 there on the carry again. They got a few guys they want to get the ball to, and they're going to use a million different formations to do so.
Yes, they are. You are watching the Dragon Sports Network. Their title sponsor, El Dorado Chemical. 2nd and 14 for the Wildcats. It's going to be a screen play. Going to set it up. Going to get it to Nichols. And that was sniffed out perfect. I don't think the Dragons have been fooled so far on the screen plays.
Pulled down pretty hard over there. Hector's coach's staff calling for a horse collar.
Nonetheless, it will be a 3rd down and about 15 to go. So both offenses finding it hard to move the ball here of late. Ball on the 19-yard line, just under 2:15 to go. Expect a timeout after a stop right here. And we will get a false start, I believe, left side of the offensive line for the Wildcats. Moving a little early.
Junction City with all 3 timeouts. The clock will roll again with the false start penalty, so we'll see if they use one here. It looks like they're going to elect to wait for 4th down.
STI Sims, First Financial Bank, Legacy Neurosurgery, and Hog Wild Pest Control, all proud sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. Without their help, none of this would be possible.
See, they go back to the bubble screen. We saw that last time out of the quad set.
Yes.
They threw the curl to the other side. There's your bubble.
And he'll pump fake once. He has enough time. Goes up top, double coverage, and it is
incomplete. We're going to have
incomplete. We got a flag. I'm not sure. This one's going to be interesting right here. Gaines pump faked on the curl route and wanted to go up top.
So we got a pass interference on the defense.
We'll just chalk that one up to the crew being good. So, nonetheless, regardless of the call, it will give the Wildcats
It'll still be 4th down,
yes,
not an automatic first anymore, and they'll mark it off. Much more manageable 4th down.
Yeah,
here,
definitely
though.
much more manageable first down. 4th down.
Sorry, the chain crew has 3rd down. I'm not.
Gaines drops back to pass. Be the screen again, and this time Bo Hucks with a great open field tackle. Armstrong was on the chase, so we've seen the Wildcats try to run the screen 3 or 4 times tonight, and the Dragon defense doing a good job of sniffing it out.
Bo Huck's good tackle. Armstrong right there. Armstrong's a fun kid to watch. He's all over the place.
We talk about guys flying around to the football. If there's a ringleader, it is definitely number 4. He is definitely getting to the football. So timeout on the field. We'll take this time to mention some more of our sponsors here for the Dragon Sports Network, Three Creeks Youth Ministry, and Three Creeks Baptist Church. Come be a part of what God is doing at Three Creeks Baptist Church, 8772 Haynesville Highway, Junction City, Arkansas. Sunday school at 9, worship at 10. For more info, visit threecreeksbaptist.com or call 870-863-9407. Some more proud sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network: Junction City Floors, Junction City Pharmacy, McDonald's Grocery, all small town proud, and the Accident and Injury Center of South Arkansas.
Great job with those sponsors, Jacob. You got a future in this. I'll tell you what, you're fun to work with.
I'm trying, man. So a 4th and 4, Gaines in the punt formation, and almost blocked. Armstrong and Bell putting a paw in there, almost coming over the block. Been huge for the Dragons, but nonetheless, great field position. Ball is sitting at about the 47-yard line of Junction City. So a minute 21 left. What do you do here? Do you try to go into the half up 13, or you try to take a couple shots? You do have all 3 timeouts left.
I look for him to take a shot here.
So 1st and 10 for Junction City. Ball sits on the Dragon 47-yard line. 1 minute and 21 seconds to go here in the first half of play of the Class 2A quarterfinal matchup. Split back formation. Handoff's going to go to Dancy's going to go to left side. He's got a runner. He got one block. He's going to cut it back across field. He's going to run absolutely by one guy, and he's going to go into the end zone.
Well, they take a shot
for
there.
A 73-yard touchdown run by Jacquez Dancy. And I assume when you said take a shot, you meant just hand it to Dancy and let him do the rest.
You got number 3 in the backfield. Taking a shot can be turning around and handing the football off. That's exactly what they did. Dancy 73 yards to the house. Very impressive run.
Yes, impressive indeed. And that's something we've seen with this Dragon offense. The drive before, they had 2 holding penalties. Drive kind of stalled out. And then we see with the first play of this drive, a bang-bang play handed to Dancy, and he does the rest. Another great run.
I don't know how many college coaches are looking at him, but they better get on him. He's a great player.
Yes, they should.
They're going to run the fake out of the swinging gate. Smith rolling right, and it's
just out of the outreached arms of, let's see who that was intended for. Robert Armstrong was intended receiver. So with the 73-yard rushing touchdown from Dancy, will increase the Dragon lead to 19. 26-7 is the score with a minute 10, 11-second drive. And another score to pass along. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Rising Carlisle game. Rising 19, Carlisle 8.
Another one of those 8-2A conference foes showing out tonight.
Sure is. Very well could be all 4 of the 5 seeds in the 8-2A conference could be in the final 4.
And you got to think a Clay Toddy coach Wildcat team's going to be there when semifinal time comes around.
Definitely.
Great
it's
football
a given.
Coach over there. Great program at Rising.
Yes, it is. When you talk about storied programs in the state of Arkansas, Rising's definitely one of the ones you mentioned earlier in that conversation. So the kick goes out of bounds following the 73-yard rushing touchdown from Jacquez Dancy, and the Wildcats will set up shop at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go here in the opening half. Gaines, the quarterback. Brashears and Nichols in the backfield. Handoff will go to Nichols around the left side, and he will dance around, and he will be pushed out of bounds. Very patient runner we've seen so far. Both Nichols and Brashear, patient runners, wait for something to open up.
It's a nice run there. Don't look for him to give up just yet.
Still a bunch of fight left in this Hector Wildcat team. So Gaines in the pistol. Brashear set behind him. Nichols. And handoff will go to Nichols, and he will fall down right out of the gate.
They try to run right behind the fullback. Linebacker takes on the block with his inside shoulder and just blows it up in the backfield. That's beautiful linebacker play.
Yes, it was. That's number 21, Devontae Smith, in there to make the play, disrupting it early. So under 15 seconds to go, this very well could be the last play of the first half. Low snap, Gaines drops back, and pass is complete to McGowan, but the clock will stop for the change to set, but I don't see Hector calling a timeout.
Doesn't look
here.
Like they're going to opt for either. They have called a timeout.
And just when we say that, Hector calls a timeout. So
don't know that the quarterback can throw it 53 yards, but we'll probably see some kind of Hail Mary play here.
Definitely. So with 2 seconds left, 26-7, Dragons lead over the Hector Wildcats in this Class 2A quarterfinal matchup. Some more sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. First Financial Bank is a proud sponsor of Junction City football and their continued tradition of excellence. They're the only bank that's headquartered right here in Union County. One of 7 convenient Union County locations. To learn more, visit ffb1.com. Come in and visit them. You'll be glad you did. First Financial Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. So this will be the final play, pending any penalties, of the first half here in Junction City. Gaines in the shotgun. Brashear set to his right, drops back to pass, and they'll run the curl route. And just a basic play, no tricks or anything, and that will end the first half here in Junction City. The score, the Junction City Dragons 26, the Hector Wildcats 7, and we will be back shortly with a halftime show.